Are you a veteran and about to file a claim with the VA, but unclear on how to maximize your compensation for back pay? Stick around and I'll explain. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne Kimball, and I'm a United States Army veteran. Today, I'm bringing you another educational video as it pertains to the VA disability compensation claims process. And in today's video, I am going to explain to you how to maximize your compensation for back pay. You heard me, how to maximize your compensation for benefits, okay? And the way you do that is submitting an intent to file. I'm going to explain what intent to file is and its importance of submitting an intent to file. Okay. During I think it was President Obama's administration, the VA created the intent to file. Okay. And a lot of veterans, they'll wait to file a claim to gather all this evidence, or trying to get evidence from this doctor or the VA or whomever. Okay. But during the Obama administration, they said, hey, let's create something that the veteran can submit and hold that effective date while they have to go out and get all this information and they don't get penalized. Okay. So today I'm going to share with you and we're going to talk about the intent to file. Okay. So slide number one. Here in slide number one, it states communication of an intent to file. Basically, how do you let the VA know that you want to do an intent to file? Okay. So it states the Department of Veterans Affairs stopped accepting informal claims on March 24th, 2015. Okay. A while ago. Claimants desiring the benefit of filing an informal claim must now communicate to the VA an intent to file a claim. They may accomplish this by submitting a completed VA Form 21-0996, intent to file a claim for compensation and/or pension or survivor's pension and/or DIC. Okay, so you can find that form on the VA's website, but there's other easier ways to do it. Now, the second one says contacting the National Call Center at 800-827-1000. All that should know that number by heart. I know I do, okay? Now, when you call that number, you're going to tell them, hey, I'm calling in to submit an intent to file for compensation if you're doing compensation, okay? That's important. Now, they're not supposed to ask you for what conditions, because guess what? Whatever you're claiming, an increase or new conditions, secondary presumptive, it doesn't ask you that on that VA Form 21-0966. So if they were to ask you, one quick answer is, I don't know yet. I'm just doing an intent to file for compensation to hold my effective date. All right. The next one, initiating an application for benefits via a VA claim submission service website. So last year before, and previous years, veterans would go to ebenefits.gov and they would start a claim and then they would stop. Okay. Now, when I go through all these slides, I'm going to talk about some things that you may want to check up on if you contact the National Call Center or you go on the VA's website, start a claim, and then stop. Okay. The last one, contacting a Veterans Service Center, Pension Management Center, PMC employee by telephone or in person. Okay. So, Veteran Service Center, VSC, that would be your local regional office. If you go in there, they should have a room called public contact, and you can go in there and do your intent to file, is what they're saying. Okay. Now, slide number two. Here in slide number two, it says required elements of a communication of an intent to ITF intent to file. Okay. A claimant's communication of an intent to file is adequate for VA purposes if in the communication, the claimant provides VA with enough information to identify the veteran. And in parentheses, it says, and the claimant, if the claimant is not the veteran, and specifies the general benefit they are seeking. Because on that 0996, I'm sorry, yeah, I'm sorry, not, yeah, 09, not 0996, but the 0966, uh, it asks compensation and or pension or survivor's pension and or DIC, okay? Dependency, indemnity, compensation, DIC. Now, it's going to have boxes. You're going to have to check one of those, okay? Now, going back to the first bullet comment, it says provides VA with enough information to identify the veteran. Now, when you call that national call center or you go into that public contact office at the regional office under VSC or whatever, they're going to already verify it's you. Now, if you have given a third party consent, like your wife or your kids or your husband, there's a form that you have to fill out, third party consent. So when they call in, they can do an intent to file. And on that form that you sent in, it has their social security number. So you'll know the last four. And you should also know some other information like what branch of services they serve, the date they entered service, the exited service. You should have access to that DD 214 because it'll have that information on there. Okay. That is important. So if you have a third party contact other than a VSO lawyer, then you need to have that form on file. Okay. Slide number 3. Why communication of an intent to file is important. It states the communication of an intent to file to VA is important because VA may grant entitlement to benefits from an effective date prior to the date of claim as long as the claimant submits a complete claim within 1 year of the date VA received the intent to file. Down below, it gives the 38 CFRs, Code of Federal Regulations, that covers the intent to file. I didn't decide not to show those, but I wanted you to be aware that there are a couple of 38 CFRs that talk about intent to files. Effective dates. All right. Now, the VA may grant, okay, it's not guaranteed that they will grant from the intent to file, depending on some other things. Effective dates are kind of tricky. I did a video on effective dates that I'll link to the end of this video. So definitely check it out. Now, data claim, DOC, data claim. What is data claim? Data claim is the date the VA received your claim. That's the data claim. It's going to be a different date if you file the intent to file. Okay. A lot of times veterans may file intent to file, let's say on June 1st. They may not submit their claim until December 1st. So June 1st is the intent to file date, and December 1st is the date of claim, date the VA received your claim. But there's, again, effective dates. They can be kind of tricky, okay, depending on what you're doing with your claim. So I'm not going to go deep into that, but I did do a video, and I'm going to link it to the end of this video, okay? So you definitely, you understand what the data claim is, because that's, that's important, because when you get that rating decision, not only should you be looking at, hey, is my percentage correct? Is my effective date correct? Did they use the date of my intent to file? Okay. So I want to wrap up with this. A lot of veterans, they don't go back and confirm, especially when they call that 800 number, if that intent to file is active. This is how you do it. Now, you can call back a couple of days later or the next day and say, hey, I just want to confirm I have an intent to file that is active. All right. They're supposed to send you a letter in the mail, maybe a week or two, maybe 3 weeks later, saying, hey, we received your request for an intent to file. When you get that, you want to put it in a folder. Okay. I always tell veterans, you want to keep everything the VA sends you, and you want to keep everything, a copy of everything that you send the VA or upload to the website, okay? Because that information could definitely help if you have to do a later high-level review down the road, okay? So they should send you that letter. I've had clients call in a couple of days later, say, hey, I called in a couple of days ago and then intent to file, just want to make sure that it's active. And Lord and behold, guess what? We don't have any record of it. Hey, let's do it today. All right. Now, whether you do an intent to file on the first of the month or the last day of the month, if they use that intent to file, it's going to be for that month. Okay. So they don't prorate your back pay if the intent to file is on the 1st, the 15th, or the 30th of that particular month. As long as you get as long as you get it in that month that you want to do your intent to file. Okay. Because on the first of the month, the benefits are paid for the previous month. All right. So I want to make sure everybody understand that. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the video. And don't forget, like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and don't forget to share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.